everyone, welcome back to part 3 of my conversation with Harmonee. Today's question 3. If you didn't hear the first 2 questions, make sure you go back the last couple days and you can hear part of our 5 question series with Harmonee. We are getting asked questions all the time on what it's like to be Harmonee and the questions for Harmonee. So today's question 3, and it comes from all the single ladies. All the single ladies, all the single ladies. They are asking, I imagine, what it takes to find a godly spouse and what qualities they should be looking for in a spouse. What advice would you give to single people? So, Harmonee, I'll turn it to you, and I imagine this is for people that are wanting to go into ministry and also people that do not want to go into ministry that just want a Christian spouse. So, I'm going to turn it to you, and what advice would you give to the single people?
Yeah, I think most importantly is don't compromise. I went to a Christian Bible school, and you can think, oh, there's lots of Christian guys there. Sadly, that is not the case. Just because someone says they're a Christian doesn't mean that they're fully committed serving the Lord. I think, especially when you are a devout, on-fire Christian, you want to find someone that's like that too, not just in name, but by the way they live, by the way they act, by the way they go after the Lord. And so, back to my dating days, I wanted someone who was on fire, and when I saw Caleb, I definitely saw that and was very excited when he started to like me back.
So what advice would you give to people then? Obviously you said don't compromise, but what should people be doing that are single in the process of trying to find a godly spouse?
Mm-hmm. Great question. I think, really just let it happen naturally. I think a lot of times we're trying to make things happen and trying to force it. And if you just are working on yourself and your relationship with the Lord, the rest will follow. And I've often heard the saying where, if you're looking into the Lord's eyes and seeking after Him and going deeper into His eyes, you're going to find that spouse that's also gazing deeper into His eyes. And I think that's a great analogy, just really focusing on yourself and your relationship with the Lord, and that the rest will follow, and just not always be seeking that out per se. So I think that's one of the things. Is
marriage necessary to having a life with the Lord, or can you do that as a single person? And if it comes later in life or earlier in life, do you have any thoughts for people that are single right now they just don't know what to do, or they feel like they're striking out, or they just can't find the one,
Yeah, I think, first year I realized that we're in a relationship. As a single person, we're in a relationship with Jesus, and that should be our number one relationship. And when you find that one and get married, it's almost like you're in 2 relationships in a way, but still your relationship with the Lord takes priority over your relationship with your spouse. And so I think it's definitely very important that you put work into that relationship with the Lord first, and then once you find that one, you're working on that relationship as well. But it's definitely much easier when you're married to someone who is on the same table with you and shares the same values with you as a Christian. I've had friends who dated or even got married to someone, and some were even Christians by name, but they just were not on the same level, and there definitely comes up in their marriage. And for me, I want someone who pushed me, and so that's one thing I appreciate about being married to you, is that I feel like you strengthen my relationship and encourage me to go deeper and just to really delve more into my relationship with the Lord, and encourage me in that.
Well, praise God. No, it's good. Just for those that are looking for that spouse, as Harmonee said, don't compromise, and make sure they're pushing you closer to Jesus. That's the priority. That's a great thought too, just that we're already in a relationship, even if we're single. If we don't steward that, I doubt we're going to steward the dating relationship well. So yes. It's really good. Any final thoughts on the subject to anyone that's listening?
Yeah, really it's the inside that's most important. I think a lot of times we can see someone on the outside that look very appealing and attractive, but on the inside, not so much. Like, don't even waste time on people that you're like, oh, this is fun, they like me, this could be something, but really deep down you're like, oh, they're not really the one, or they're not really on fire for the Lord. Don't waste time on that. Steer away from those and wait for the right one. My dad told me growing up, he said, a lot of times we have to be careful of God's second best. We've got to hold out for God's best. And so I think that really applies here. Just hold out for God's best for you. Don't settle for something that's good but not the best.
Awesome. Well, there you have it. Harmonee, you survived question number 3. You think you're going to survive question 4 tomorrow? We'll find out.
Tune in to find out.
Yep, we'll find out. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow for part 4 with Harmonee. Thank you for listening to Awaken the Wonder. If you enjoyed today's show and want more ministry like this, please visit kingdomencounters.us, where you can find weekly blogs and my latest book, Hunger. Be sure to subscribe and follow me on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at the tag Evangelist Caleb Wampler. If the Lord leads you to partner with us in the nations in prayer and giving, visit kingdomencounters.us. I'll see you next time.